guys, I'm finally sitting down to do a little life update slash house update after moving back in from our fire. I will link the video down below if you guys are new to my channel or didn't know that we had a house fire back in April. So I will link that down below, so go ahead and watch that one so you'll be caught up so you'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, we had a house fire back in April, and it was electrical, and it was caused by our air conditioner unit outside. It was actually a bad connection between the AC unit and an electrical box outside. It wasn't installed correctly, and for some reason I didn't have the air conditioning running in April. We don't really know what happened, but something sparked and caused a fire outside of my house, and we were not living in our house for 4 months. Oh my gosh. So we were out from April, the very beginning of April, to the very beginning of August. It was almost like 4 months exactly is when we moved back in. During that time period, we were living at my parents' house, and they have a pretty decently sized house, so we had our own space. My husband and I had our own room, and Davey had his own room, and they only lived 5 minutes down the road, so it was super convenient and awesome, and we were so happy and glad and grateful that we could stay with them and we didn't have to live in a hotel. So that's a little overview of the fire. I don't really know what else really to update on. It was honestly a really traumatic experience. The fire itself was obviously traumatic, but it was really, really difficult working with this one company that we chose. This one company that we chose was recommended through our insurance company, and they were in charge of like cleaning the house, doing all the repairs. They basically did everything in regards to getting us back into our house. So in this big room back here, which I've shown before, they actually had to take all of the belongings out and then take them to their center to be ozoned, which removes all of the like smoke and the smell and everything, because this was the room that had the most smoke damage on the inside. So they took everything out from this room to their facility, and then everything came back. They also took all of our clothes, all of our linens, all of our beddings, anything that was cloth, linen, fabric, whatever, curtains, tablecloths, bedding, everything was taken out, and it was dry cleaned and then brought back. So it honestly felt like I moved back into my house. It was crazy. But yeah, honestly, the most difficult process was working with them, and that's what took so long for us to get back into our house. We were only supposed to be out for 2 to 3 months. We were out for 4 months, just because working with contractors, you never know what you're going to get. There were so many delays, so many issues. I'm not even going to get into it, but I basically almost was crying on a daily basis because it was so frustrating working with that company, and that was honestly the most difficult part of this whole thing, was working with that company and contractors and things not getting done and things getting broken that weren't supposed to get broken, and I'm still missing some belongings. They don't know what happened to them. But everything now is done, really. We had everything put back exactly the way it was. We did end up getting new couches because we had an issue with our couches being stored at their facility. They ended up getting moldy. So we did get some money back from our couches. As far as the items that got damaged out, our washer and dryer were damaged out, our TV, we got new couches, new mattresses, and like little things here and there that they decided to damage out that got really wet or really smoke damaged, like a couple towels here and there, a couple of Davy's toys. But we did end up getting money from the insurance company back to replace those items. And yeah, everything we had put back exactly the same, except for the paint in our bedroom. They repainted a different color, but they repainted and recarpeted most of actually the entire house, which is kind of frustrating because we had just done that like 7 months before. So everything was pretty much repainted, recarpeted. In our kitchen, they had to take down all the kitchen cabinets because they had to replace the ceiling in this big room, and like basically the whole first floor they had to redo all the ceiling. So they had to take down all the kitchen cabinets in the kitchen and put them back up, and we actually got like a new coating on our hardwood floor, which was really, really nice. And that's it. And then they fixed the exterior with new siding, and they had to fix like, you know, walls and all that kind of stuff over on that side. But that's really an update on the fire. I don't know if you guys have any additional questions, leave them below and I'll answer them. But we're back in our house. We've been back for 2 months now, and it's been amazing being back here. But it was also, being at my parents' house was a little bit of a blessing for me, because I did end up getting pregnant there, And then I was so sick that my mom was able to help out with Davy, so that really ended up working out. The timing with things kind of worked out for us. That was kind of beneficial. But yeah, we're all recovered from the fire, and that's really, really awesome. Thank you for all of your support that you guys left on my videos. That really meant a lot to me. Other small things that are going on in our life, things are pretty much back to normal and pretty boring, average stuff going on. I got a new car. I got rid of my little Honda Fit that I had, and I ended up getting a Mazda CX-9, which has 3 rows of seating. I love it to death. It's kind of like my version of a minivan. I don't think I'll ever get a minivan, but this has so much space and I love it so much. So I got a new car, which is really exciting. I love driving that around. I do not miss my old car at all. I highly recommend that vehicle for a family car. It's so roomy and spacious, and I absolutely love it. I am no longer working. It's kind of funny because right after I made that video, my update video that I got a job like, I don't know, a couple months ago, I ended up getting pregnant, and then I was so sick in the beginning of my pregnancy that I took a couple weeks off. And then with the fire and all the stress that I was under, and us living with my parents at the time, it was just not a good time for me to go back to work. And then like I really don't want to go back to work with having a newborn baby. So I kind of decided to not go back to work at this point. So I was only working there for a couple months, and then I kind of had to stop working. But I always have the option of going back to work there if I want to in the future, which is really nice. I did enjoy working. It was fun, but I was under so much stress with other things that I didn't want to like bring on something additional in my life at that point. So I'm no longer working, and I'm still being a stay-at-home mommy to Davy. So that's it on what's going on kind of with our fire and house situation and moving back in, and things are back to normal now, which is really, really great. And I'm going to go ahead and do a separate update on Davy and everything that's going on with him. So be on the lookout for that video, and I will see you guys later. Bye!